Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Dr. A and welcome to I Say Dr. A. Now, as many of you know that I have been away for about 2 to 3 weeks and I'm so sorry for that. There are a lot of things that have been going on. And as usual, I've been really busy. I've been going in and out of KL, doing a few meetings, teaching during the weekends, and a lot of things have been going on. And I do apologize, and here I am trying to make amends and trying to come up with some more content, some consistent content. And today, I think it's going to be a rather special session because today we're going to step away from the question and answer format just a little bit today, and we're going to do something which is really personal. We're going to look at my DNA. Yes, you heard that right, my DNA. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether you know this, but I have been wondering about my DNA, where I belong, where I come from for a long time. And it doesn't help that the Malay culture, we don't keep records of our ancestors like the Chinese do or the Westerners do with their surnames. For us, it's our name, our father's name, and that's pretty much it. So you can imagine after 2 to 3 generations, it sort of fizzles away. And it's really interesting because 2 years ago, I managed to join the dots, or rather my cousin managed to join the dots, and we managed to join up with a branch from Indonesia, a Bugis branch, a Bugis branch. And it's quite a really interesting story, but I'm not going to go into it for now. But on my mother's side, we have that blood. So on my mother's side is predominantly Bugis and Javanese and the Nusantara mix. But on my dad's side, it's always been a rather puzzling, rather enigmatic. So we're not quite sure because we have stories from here, stories from there. And I thought, well, damn it, I really want to know. So what did I do? I did a DNA test. Now, I'm going to share with you, I promise, what the results are, because the results came in just yesterday and I'm psyched that I finally know what the genetic mix in my blood is, and also a very interesting finding which I didn't expect at all. Now, the service that I used is actually called My Heritage DNA, and why I'm giving this out is because they are doing a sale right now. Instead of $79 they're on for $49 per pack, and if you want to get your hands on those, then go to the link. I'll give the link after this. Now, so what do we do when we want to take our DNA test? I'm just going to share with you the process of that. So you buy the pack and then they mail you the pack. And when the pack arrives, what you've got to do is you've got to register the pack, and inside the pack, you've got to open it up and you've got to take this cotton swab and you've got to take a swab inside your cheek on one side and on the other side. Now, you've got to make sure that you haven't eaten or drank anything for at least half an hour before that, because they don't want your DNA to be contaminated with a cow, for example. So you've got to do that. And once you've done that, seal it up and send it back. And it should take about 2 weeks to arrive to the US. And then after that, it takes about 2 weeks to process. And then they send your results directly to your phone, and they give you an email and a really interesting little intro that they give a link to, so you can play and you can share with everybody. Now for the moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to share with you my DNA again 40 plus years, it's been a mystery, and I'm finally glad that I have some answers. Now, drum roll, please. Brrr. Ladies and gentlemen, brrr, at 50.1%, and this should come as no surprise. 50.1%, I am of the Nusantara bloodline. So this Nusantara, the Malay archipelago from the Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, all that big area, that's considered as one genetic area. And of course, it's no surprise because of my blood from there. And like I said, from my mum's side, it's really all there. And with my dad's side, of course, we've got some Malay blood. So that's 50% Malay. And here Malay is Malay, Buginese, Bugis, Javanese, whatever is in the Nusantara region. So that is 50.1%. So I'm half of that. Now, the next biggest half coming in at 40%. Now this one came as a shock. It shouldn't be as a shock, but I really didn't expect it. Now drum roll. At 40.2%, I am Thai and Cambodian. So I really shouldn't be surprised because in Kelantan, as you know, Kelantan, Patani, all that whole area, even though we're Malay there, but Malay and the proximity to Thailand, I mean, it's bound to happen that we have some cross marriages, but 40% Thai and Cambodian, man, that's really big. So I was really surprised. So that's already 90% of my DNA. And now we go to the discrete smaller numbers, and these are the ones that go interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, for the next part, drum roll, brrr, and at 5.8%, I am South Asian. So this means that the whole region, that's the Indian subcontinent, maybe Pakistan, India, down to Sri Lanka, whatever. It's not really precise, but that whole area, South Asian. South Asian. So it could be anywhere from there, and that's 5.8%. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the one that blew my mind, because so far we've got the Malay, the Nusantara, we've got the Thai, we've got the South Asian, but this one blew my mind, ladies and gentlemen, because from this test I discovered that I am 2% European. 2%. 2% European from the Baltics. I am part Baltic. And it's just crazy. I don't know how that got into the mix, but 2% Baltic, and the last one is 1.9% from Oceania, from Melanesia. So these are some of the typical Melanesian features. And that's 100% me. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I've just shared with you my deepest, darkest mystery, my DNA. So in my DNA, 50% from the Nusantara region, the Malay region, 40% Thai and Cambodian, 5.8% South Asian, 2% Baltic, and 1.9% Melanesian. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. If you're interested in getting tested, I think I want to have my siblings tested, because it's really interesting, but you may have different genetics than your siblings. So it's going to be really fun to know where the others come from. And I think I really want to ask my dad to get himself tested, and my mum as well, to see what else is in the mix there. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. How can you get your hands on a kit? Go to My Heritage. MyHeritage and get yourself a kit. Again, it is at $49 instead of $79. So that answers the question of, I say, Dr. Ray, how do I find out my DNA? And that's a question I ask myself. And that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.